why I'm here. I make a memory a day.
We got a fish! We got a fish! Oh, we got a fish!
I understand that season 2 has already been filmed so that you could play this role. Wanting to work together again is reason enough, of course, but why did you want to work together specifically on this series?
Well, I would love to work with Kurt anytime. And so, but it was so exciting because he's so perfect for Preston. And just having worked with him, I had so much fun working with him on Tequila Sunrise. And it's not often that you get a repeat performance working with somebody that you enjoyed so much.
It's true. I mean, we did have a good time working together years ago, and when you get the opportunity to do that, I knew Michelle was playing Stacy. So as I'm reading it, it's easy to watch this, and I'm saying, oh, okay, she's gonna just hammer this against the wall every day. But all the other characters that were in there were interesting. Mm-hmm. And the character of Preston for me was, for the first time ever for me, I actually play somebody who I'm a lot like. So and Taylor Sheridan's pretty great writer, this guy. So what was not to want to do? It was just a scheduling thing that had to be worked out. So it did, and it worked out really good, actually. Being able to do 2 seasons made it double the pleasure.
So much of this show is thinking about memories with your loved ones that you wish you could relive. I wonder for each of you, if you could relive a day in your career, what day would it be and why?
Good question.
I think for me, maybe the first day on this show, because it was so surreal. I mean, our first day was in Montana. We take vans from base camp across this sweeping landscape with rivers and mountains, and we start really early in the morning. So you see like the kind of like fog coming up over the river, and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm living the dream. I'm doing it with people I love. And I'm in the most beautiful place in the world. So yeah, maybe that first day.
We shot in this. That was truly one of the most magical days on set. That the amount of moving pieces in order to pull that scene off, like, was the sort of thing that when I was reading it the night before getting ready, I was like, I don't know how we're gonna do this. This is impossible. Like, just where are the cameras? How are we with this many moving pieces, people coming and going and speeches, and then we're leaving. And it was one of the most simple days. It was just like seeing everybody work at their top of their game. And the amazing director, Christina Voros, had like just really protected everybody and we just kind of ran this whole scene with no hiccups whatsoever. Everybody was ready to go. And I was just like, this is such a remarkably special show. And I realized how, grateful I was to be able to do it. So I'd relive that day.
Yeah.
I'd relive all of the days with the horses.
Aww.
My favorite scene that we filmed was when Kayla rides up. I just remember thinking I could do it, and I asked Christina if I could try, and I begged her to shoot the rehearsal in case I nailed it, and I ended up being able to do it, and I just remember feeling really proud of myself that day and calling my mom and being so excited to tell her everything. So yeah, I would relive that one.
I have been lucky enough to work on shows where I really create incredible female bonds, and I have taken at least one fantastic friend from each job I've had. This show has been like we became a family. Truly, I know that it's often said when you are working on something, but every Saturday we would have dinner and play music, and my daughter got to grow up with these people as her aunties and uncles, and it is a real, to me, this is a highlight. This has been and some of my friends that I've worked with before coming tonight, as old cast members that I've been able to work with. This is such a special show and such a special group of people that this would be my memory for now.
It's been a great experience working on the show. So it's a big highlight for me, considering I grew up in this part of the world. I grew up in northwestern Wyoming, and the Madison River, when I got there and saw that stretch of the river just north of Three Forks, it just looks like the place that I grew up. And obviously getting to fly fish on camera. I've been fly fishing since I was really young. I got to fly in an airplane. I mean, I basically owned this exact type of airplane for 10 years and flew it into the backcountry of Idaho. And so everything about this experience has felt very familiar to me. And then obviously getting to work with Kurt's been amazing. And so it's been good.
I don't know. I had to shoot this series called The Philanthropist in South Africa, and I got to go out to Nelson Mandela's jail cell out on Robben Island, and that was just pretty spectacular, just to be in that jail cell and to see what he went through there, you know. But like on this show, I mean, just our first day in Montana. Montana's such a character in this story, and just that epic scope of that feeling that it gave me right when I arrived. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, you can't beat the locations.
You cannot beat the locations.
Yeah.
No.
If I could relive any, it would be most of my 20s. I was an alcoholic. So
the entire 20s.
There was a lot of periods where I was like, golly, I don't even remember being at camp.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. So there's definitely moments where I wish in retrospect that I had been a little more sober and lucid. But it all.
Now you can remember everything.
Sometimes too much. Yeah.
Okay.
It all turned out okay. But yeah,
maybe there's a balance.
My
Maybe
early
somewhere in the
20s,
middle.
I wish there were more memories. There's some fun stuff in there.
Yeah, and
I'm sure there are pictures.
There
They're
for
like,
sure
hide
are.
the evidence, hide the evidence.
Can't be hidden.
I mean, there have been some really kind of fun pinch me. When you're first starting out and you get that call that you booked your first job, that's a real special one. That's a fun little, if they could bottle that feeling, you'd be a bajillionaire.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah,
Rebecca, what about you?
Lord.
There's got to be some stage moments. A couple of stage moments as well where you're like, oh, this is a good
I
show
didn't
right
know
now.
we were going into stage too. I did a one-woman show and prepped for that for a really long time. And that opening night was very, very special. It was an interactive show. It was Every Brilliant Thing. It's here in New York right now
right on.
with the great Daniel Radcliffe.
Have fun.
So I did it in Chicago, and getting to do that and interact with the audience, and then it just be this really beautiful moment with a beautiful play. That was up there. But this show, I don't know. It was, driving. Truly, the drive was like, we had this amazing hour-long drive to set in the most beautiful countryside. The sun would come up over the mountains and listen to a great podcast.
Oh, man,
and
you'd just be driving and it'd just be like driving through fog.
Through fog and you're like, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
I'm going to work. This is amazing. And just showing up and then getting to work with Christina, our director, who just was such a meticulous, careful, special, kind, generous hand, orchestrated 5 camera crews, just sort of being in that symphony and then getting to act with the caliber of people that we get to act with. I was like, that's it for me. I'm good.